Hey everybody, this is Ivan from the Kilcher Homestead YouTube channel. We're about to go on a 10-day foraging trip into Prince William Sound. We're going to be doing some fishing, we're going to be doing some hunting, we're going to be doing some camping, cookouts, all kinds of great stuff. You want to come on that adventure? Follow along. At this point, we're just trying to pack the boat. I've actually done a lot of the work that we need to get out of town, but like it is a lot. You know, I changed the oil on the motors. There's all kinds of maintenance stuff that needs to happen with the boat. You know, getting it stocked with food, having enough clothing, medical supplies. You know, when you do wilderness trips like this, it's different than another vacation. Maybe you're going to fly somewhere and get on an airplane and go some distance, because when you do that, you've basically got all the resources you still need. But when you go into the wilderness of Alaska, you're bringing everything with you for any contingency that you might run into. Then you bring something like a boat along, you've got all kind of other contingencies as well. We've got emergency pumps on board. We've got freezers on board. We've got medical supplies on board. So it's like all this stuff in case we have some kind of an accident, which we don't want to have, we're not planning on having, but still trying to think of all those contingencies. It's pretty important. At this point, we got the boat pretty well stocked with stuff. Gonna hitch the truck up to it and roll out of town. What are you doing?
I'm getting the last of the stuff. Oh, the drawer.
Oh, didn't get the drawer fixed yet. Okay, gotta do that.
Can't cook dinner tonight without it, because that's where all our pots are.
I gotta fix this bottom drawer. For some reason, they always pop and get in this weird position that it's a total nightmare. I gotta come up with a better solution. It was one of the things I was supposed to do, maintenance on the boat, that I did not get to yet.
It is so hard to get
pain in the
to it
butt.
all.
It's hard to get to it all. But I think we're getting close. We're getting close.
Remember where? Oh, this goes down there.
It goes down there.
Okay. Here.
And where do we usually keep our life jackets?
Under the mattresses down there, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Or at the ends of the kids' beds. Maybe not under, because that would be.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Everything else here. So, got a couple extra big fuel jugs for bringing extra fuel. This is stocked full of some emergency supplies and also our boots. Down here, I've got some stuff down in this fish hold. I have an extra 100-gallon fuel bladder down in there. We've got a life raft, or not a life raft, but our raft on the roof, and a kayak up there too. I also have an outboard motor for the raft. I've got pumps for transferring fuel. We've got shrimp pots, shrimp line. Oh my gosh, so many things, hopefully to make it so we have a super fun time. We are officially on the way. We are just pulling out right now. We got the boat loaded up, and it feels good to finally be on the way. It takes so much work to get out like this, but we're moving, which is cool. We made one quick stop, actually, at the Catch My Gear Shed, which is a super cool store in Homer. They're like an everything store. They've got fishing gear, they've got boat repair stuff. It's actually like probably one of the best stocked boat maintenance stores in the entire like northwest of the United States. Is right here in my hometown of Homer, Alaska, which is really neat to have. So we're on the way. Now it's just like a 4 or 5 hour drive to Whittier, where we're gonna launch the boat. All right, we just got to Soldotna. Woo! It's good to get out of the car, stretch the legs. We're gonna go potty break. I also need to go into Sportsman's Warehouse and get a few things. I suppose I should turn the lights off. Oh, they're off. So I also like to check the boat trailer out, look at the wheels, you know, stop every once in a while. One of the things that really screws up an adventure like this is when you get a flat tire on a trailer, or your wheel bearings start getting hot somewhere and you blow something out on the way. So I'm gonna check wheel bearings here real quick. Pretty normal for them to be like a little bit warm. You just don't want them to be super hot, you know. And if you stop frequently and check the temperature on your wheel bearings, you know, then you know if it's getting hotter. So right now I'm feeling it, and they're just very slightly warm. You know, my tires all look pretty good. This one actually is kind of starting to show some wear to it. Interesting. I'm gonna probably have to swap that tire out soon, but I think it's still good for this trip. Yeah. But other than that, everything on the boat looks pretty good, pretty good. So anyways, now I'm gonna go inside Sportsman's Warehouse and pick up a few things. I think all guys like Sportsman's Warehouse. It is the coolest, right? All the things that I think I need. That's what's great about a good adventure like this. You need the gear, right? You need the things. That's why we're here today. All right, just left Sportsman's Warehouse. Steve and the kids are back at the boat, and time to get out of town. Really just needed to go in there to get some ammunition for hunting. So, did that. So many other things in there that are eye-catching, but you know, gotta get out of there. Gotta get out! We are about to go through the Whittier Tunnel. Just pulling up to the kiosk now.
Lane number 3, please.
Okay, 3, thanks. Okay, we just paid the toll for the Whittier Tunnel, and there's all these different lanes, and we're gonna go through lane number 3, depending on what you're kind of pulling, whether you're just a car, a truck, a semi, a boat. They get you, they want you in different lanes, so they've got me in lane number 3, because I'm big. Motorhomes, it says. I'm in the motorhomes lane. So, 6 o'clock right now. 6:30 is the next tunnel, so yeah, that's good. Sometimes it feels like a major rush when we get here. Sometimes it also feels like you nailed it with the tunnel. In this situation, we definitely didn't nail it, but we also, it's not a rush. So now we just wait until the lights turn green. They are just starting to let cars through. Lane 1 is going through. There's nobody in lane 2, so I think we're gonna be after lane 1 goes through. So the Whittier Tunnel is pretty cool. The traffic goes through every 30 minutes. You got 30 minutes where the traffic's going this way towards Whittier, and then they shut it down, and then the traffic switches, and then it goes the other way for 30 minutes. And then at certain times of the day, they actually shut it down for trains to go through also. So it's a pretty multi-use tunnel. My lane just turned green. Here we go.
We're going in the tunnel. Yeah, they did.
Do you think it takes an hour to get through it?
No, it doesn't take an hour to get through it. It takes like maybe 10 minutes, 12 minutes to get through it. I forget
Now?
something like that. It's pretty long. So the Whittier Tunnel is pretty cool. It is perfectly straight through the mountain, and it's the second longest tunnel in North America, which is kind of cool. And I make Eve nervous. I make myself a little bit nervous. There is not a lot of wiggle room for me driving through this tunnel. It is like,
Keep looking at what you're doing.
Eve says I need to be looking at what I'm doing. Because it is like I'm pulling a massive boat through a tiny hole through the mountain, basically.
2 massive things that are massively expensive.
Through a tiny hole through the mountain for very long. It's like you can't really let your wheels deviate more than like 6 inches in either direction, because the trailer is so big behind me. Like I look back in the rear view mirrors and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. There's like curves on like I got about a foot. I'd say maybe 18 inches. That side's like a foot. This side's like 18 inches. So anyways, it's not a lot. You know, that I got to keep the wheels, the trailer wheels in the right position. So, but the Whittier Tunnel is pretty cool. Second longest tunnel in North America. It was the longest tunnel in North America for a very brief period of time, like a year or two. And then they, another guy dug another tunnel. Another engineer built another tunnel. It was a tiny bit longer, and apparently, as the story goes, that tunnel, the other tunnel, the longer one, was rerouted to beat this one. And so they rerouted it, and that made it 20 feet longer. It would have been the shorter, and this would have stayed the longest, but they rerouted that one so that it would be a little tiny bit longer. And then it beat this one for the longest tunnel in North America. But anyways, I think that that's all pretty interesting. And they built this tunnel for World War II because Whittier was a very strategic location for, you know, a strategic military location basically. And but they needed to be able to get supplies in and out, and so they built this tunnel kind of for that purpose. And for a long time, it was train access only. And just probably maybe 20 years ago or something like that, now they made it so that cars can go through, which definitely changed it and made Whittier a lot more accessible to people, which is pretty cool. So I definitely want to say that if people are driving between Anchorage and the Kenai Peninsula, make sure you take the time to go check out the Whittier Tunnel, because it's actually pretty cool. And there's a cool history in the town of Whittier, and there's also there's a super cool little museum in Whittier that's really eccentric and interesting and has some cool history. That's a lot of where I've learned my information about the Whittier Tunnel, but there's a lot more too, so definitely worth checking out. I feel like every time you drive out of a tunnel, it should make a noise like thump, thump, thump.
I cried.
Thump. It popped out. We drove through a mountain. Whoops, speed hump. Well, that one. Son of a booger. Goodness sakes, they didn't used to have that there.
Yeah.
Watch out, there's another one.
Yeah.
There sure is. They want people to slow down.
I can't remember what speed bumps are called, what the Spanish name for speed bump is, but the Spanish name for speed bump translates to laying down policeman.
Yeah.
In Nicaragua, that's what we found out. Because
Nicaragua,
it wasn't not in Costa Rica.
Yeah.
And now we're in the town of Whittier. Another interesting detail about Whittier is that almost the entire town, everybody that lives here, lives in one giant building, which I forget what the name of the tower is called. But it's this great big tower that everybody that lives in Whittier, I mean, there's a few places where people don't live there, like there's some apartments above shops and stuff, but there's no houses in Whittier. It's just everybody lives in one giant building.
Oh, I think I see it.
That's actually not it. That's the old one. And that is a great big,
Which one?
crazy building, which someday would be fun to go explore.
Are you allowed?
That one is abandoned
Yeah, it's all abandoned.
and haunted. There's ghouls and ghosts wandering all over in it, I'm sure.
Are you allowed to go in it though?
No, but I've seen pictures.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that's the
new
building that everybody lives in. And there's the abandoned haunted one. That one is abandoned because it's supposedly asbestos and stuff like that. That's why they built the new one.
Why is it abandoned?
Chemicals in
Chemicals in it.
it. Asbestos.
Here at the Whittier Harbor. This is a bonkers place. It is busy on a sunny day like this. Just after a long weekend. It's busy around here. Boats going in, boats going out, just constantly. So, but we're just transferring a couple things back to the boat, and then we're gonna splash this sucker here in a moment. the boat floats. Which is always good. So I know you guys are like perpetually afraid. Your mother has instilled with you like perpetually being afraid, not having your water bottle in your hand at all times. But when I asked for everything to go on the boat, that would have been the thing to also give me to put on the boat. Whittier's got a great harbor, but it is pretty small. It's kind of tight and very, very busy. Lots of people come from Anchorage. All right, just got the truck all locked up, put away. Parking in Whittier is getting expensive, but it is essential. So they kind of got you. They kind of got you by the short and curlies about where you're going to park and how much it's going to cost. And this is the gateway to Prince William Sound. It's basically like, you know, one of those old slots, and you write on a slip of paper how long you paid, how many days, stick one in your windshield, stick another one in a little tiny slot, and start shoving cash through the slot. They actually now have credit card payment system now. I didn't know that, which is not surprising really, but it works. Now we're gonna go through there's a tunnel underneath the railroad tracks that we get to go through. This takes you underneath of the railroad tracks. Otherwise you have to walk a really long ways to get back to the harbor. So when they put the big building in there, the big domestic building, they put this in also because the harbor is where all the jobs are, all the work is and everything like that. And so for people to be able to get back and forth. Otherwise it's like miles to kind of go around. So this is a major shortcut. I've been in here before though when it's flooded, knee deep, and I've gone through it. It's kind of a little bit disheartening. Makes you feel like maybe you're gonna get electrocuted, but it does flood sometimes in really big rain years, this tunnel, which it started out like not that deep. It was maybe, you know, I had rubber boots on, and it was maybe 6 inches deep, and I was like, oh, it's probably the same depth the whole way across. But as I kept going, it kept getting deeper and deeper, and it's just long enough and far enough if I have to walk all the way around that it actually made more sense to just keep going and just wade through the water, and my feet got totally soaked, but it was still kind of the best way to go. Here we are back at the boat. It's time to untie, push off, and go to the fuel dock.
It went extinct. Not fully. Get like 1.2 miles per gallon. It's not that great actually. That's when we're going really, really fast. But when we're going slow, you know, a little faster than this, but basically slow, we get like almost 4 miles per gallon. So it's definitely like, you want to get somewhere and not burn a lot of gas, going slow is the way to go. But it's also really nice that we can go super fast too, because you can kind of outrun bad weather. You can go a long distance and see cool spots all in a day. But anytime we do a trip like this, we kind of got to be cautious about our fuel usage.
so we don't run out. We don't want to run out. Okay, we just finished fueling up. Yeah, you can cap this off. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. We just fueled up. We are pulling away from the fuel dock. It always feels really good because it is a process fueling up this boat. We take like about 15 gallons of diesel for the heater. The fuel tanks, 300 gallon fuel tanks. Plus I have a 100 gallon bladder of fuel up in the bow that we transfer that fuel back into the tanks after a couple of days. We'll consume all that fuel, so needless to say, it's a really expensive fuel bill. It's like a whole kick to the groin for sure, and a punch to the stomach. But it's actually kind of like not that expensive of a vacation when you think about like, okay, we got our lodging figured out, we got our transportation figured out, and we've got all our food. So we're self-contained. So expensive fuel bill, but once we got everything else is pretty much free, and we get a whole lot of free time, which is the most important thing. Memory making, you can't really put a number on that. And here we go, into Prince William Sound.
We're already in it.
The fun starts now. Well, we are here somewhere. Somewhere, this is where we are. I'm standing up on the corner of the boat, looking around and going, I think this is a nice place to wake up in the morning. What do you guys think? I sure think so. It is late though. It's like 10:30 probably. I just dropped shrimp pots, and we'll see. We'll see. I dropped them in like 440 feet of water, which is right about perfect. Now it's just about hitting the hay. Kids are already in bed. They're already asleep. They went to sleep while I was dropping the shrimp pots. And now Eve's getting tucked in. I'm gonna get tucked in, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Wake up, have some breakfast, check the shrimp pots, see where the day takes us. That's the plan. It's kind of no plan. We just woke up, had some coffee. We are so thankful to be out here. It's amazing. I just pulled up. So last night we dropped a shrimp pot in the water. That's like one of our main favorite things that we like to do here. So now we're gonna be pulling the shrimp pot. Just grabbed the buoy. Got the buoy. Here's the shrimp pot line heading up out of the water. In here, this is my pot hauler. I've got a control switch right here. Flip the switch. We start reeling in line. Now we just get it all in that bucket. Shrimping, 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 shrimping. This is a pretty sweet setup because I don't really need to do much. I just like hit the switch and watch it go. So this is sinking line. So all this shrimp pot line is actually a sinking line. It's like this white line, and it sinks. And pretty quick here, we're gonna switch to a float line. So the closer we get to the shrimp pots, it's actually, we use a floating line. That way, it's down closer to the bottom, to the rocks and everything, and it's maybe not gonna get hung up on the rocks and much because it's actually floating up away from the pot. So it kind of helps things keep from getting tangled up down there. And we should be switching to that any minute now. There's the float line. That means whenever we switch to the float line like that, it means we're super close to the shrimp pots. Very exciting. Should have them come on board any minute now. Nothing.
Aww.
Nothing in the first shrimp pot. We got one more chance. Bigger.
Look, big.
Oh, whoa. This guy got his way in there.
There he did. Amazingly.
He is really stuck in there. How are we going to do that?
I know.
He's with it.
Like the spines kind of scare me a little
I
bit.
know, those ones are very scary looking.
Look at this. We got a starfish in here, and it's like a super spiny one. I'm not sure what kind this is, but these spines kind of scare me a little bit. And I gotta figure out how I'm gonna get that out of there. I don't like to just kill sea creatures if I don't have to. I don't think they can sting me.
Shake him out of the hole. He's just so intertwined. Come on, buddy. You don't let go. You're going to push that.
I will. I'm gonna get him down, kind of going already.
Yeah.
If they do lose a limb, they can actually grow them back, so not like the end of the world, but you know, it probably takes a lot of effort to grow a dang limb back. I don't really know, but
There he comes.
there he comes. There he
He's
comes.
coming. Oh my goodness.
Wait, did he lose a limb?
Nope.
No, we got him out in one piece.
He's still holding on.
He is still holding on.
Can I come look at him?
Yeah.
Sure. I don't think it stings. I think if it stung, it would have stung me already. So
Daddy took one for the team there.
for the team here.
Hey, buddy. Please, thank you. I like it. This would definitely not be the most fun thing for a fish to eat, though.
It'd be fun for anything to eat that, I would think. I don't
Yeah.
know what would eat that. Something. There's something out there that eat it. Some rockfish maybe can just chomp them up and not even care.
You should put that back. Oh, that doesn't have it.
What? I'm surprised he didn't stick to you. No, I was holding his back.
Okay, we got totally skunked on shrimp. No shrimp. Bummer, but honestly, I'm not surprised. There was a trawl boat, which is like an ocean dragger. They're kind of the bane of all Alaskan fishermen, honestly. Not very cool, but it went by here last night, so I'm kind of not surprised. It has murdered everything on this whole side of College Fjord, so it's unfortunate. So we're moving on to a better spot. Do we want to go the shorter, bumpier way, or the longer, prettier, smoother way?
I want to go the bumpy short.
I really don't want this on my bed.
Well, I want to go the smooth, pretty way. So that's the way we're gonna go.
Because you're the
Well, Mom gets a vote too. What does Mom say?
That's great.
All right.
Smooth, pretty way, sounds good.
We're gonna take the inside passage of Esther Island Passage. It's pretty cool. It's really pretty.
Sounds like it. I'm excited.
And it's kind of
Do you
this
think
narrow
we could
channel
do
that we go
hikes in
through
there?
around the island.
Do you think we can maybe do some hikes in there?
You know, there is a spot up in there that I thought would be pretty to hike sometime. So we could go check it out.
Yeah, that would be
So this is Esther Island right here, and we're gonna go travel through this channel up here, kind of through. and down through here. So we're inevitably trying to go this way, about 20 or 30 miles or something like that. And so it would be quicker to blast around here, but not a lot. And so quicker to go around this side and just shoot that way. This is going to be a little bit slower, but it's a lot prettier going up through kind of this this passage this way. And I've always wanted to go, this is called Shoestring Cove up in here. I've been up in there very briefly one time, and I've always thought it'd be a really, really pretty place to go for a hike. So we might end up trying to do that. So we just made landfall on an island here. We're gonna go a little walk around, look for berries, look for things, look for deer. You never know. It is opening day, after all, it's buck season, so maybe we'll get lucky. So we are making our way up this hill slowly. Got into some pretty thick berry bushes and stuff, which slowed the family down a little bit, but that's also okay. Sometimes it's good to just stop and let your noise signature change a little bit on how you make noise in the woods. And there's the kids toddling along behind me, waiting for you. Now we just need to wait for Mom. She's the slow one because she's got to pick all the berries in the bushes. Okay, we are very close to breaking tree line and getting into the fields up above. Let me go first. Let's go this way. Somebody else up here. Over. Well, we kind of pushed the top of the island, hunted around the whole thing, moved quietly along this ridge. It's not a very big island, and didn't see any deer. So, you know, day one, hunt one is the way that it is, and that's okay. That's why it's called hunting, not killing. We didn't get anything yet. So, anyways, we're gonna start moseying our way back down the hill, and we'll see what happens. There you go. How about now?
Oh.
So we see a deer. It is
Doe.
probably 120 yards away. It's a doe, of course.
Why isn't it running away?
Because some deers are kind of dumb. 82 yards. No.
Not
Can I go try to
Only.
get closer to it?
So the deer is just right there, like 130 or 82 yards away. It's right there. Just a little ways away over there.
Oh, you almost got there.
I can't see it right now. It's not in view. But I'm trying to get as close as I can to it. Still can't see it. Alright, I can see it again. I'm gonna just slowly try to get close to it. Funny, it's not running away yet. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's right there. I know. Alright. I can only see its body right now. We can only see its body, not its head. You can definitely not see it now, because we just went down in a little dip. And there it is. Right there. Man, we are so close. I'm not sure if it knows we can see it. Wow. Oh, there it goes. It ran away. I'm gonna see if I can. Oh, missed it. This is exactly where it was, right here. There it is. Oh, it is. There it is. It looks young. It looks very young. I think we should turn back now.
This is an adventure.
Yes. Definitely is.
It can't be an adventure, you guys, without some amount of unexpected
Challenges.
challenges.
We went to pretty much not the opposite side of the island, but very far away from where our boat is. Because my dad's phone, which is what we were relying on, was like not really working that well.
We weren't understanding it, reading it correctly.
Yeah.
Sometimes
I got lost, is the long and the short of it. I took a wrong turn and started going down a wrong peninsula.
But
Now we're having to backtrack and bushwhack.
we found our way back.
We did. We're on the right track. And what was supposed to be like a 20-minute outing today, well, 20 minutes to the top of the hill, turned out to be like 5 hours.
5 hours. Oopsies.
Ladies and gentlemen, I got lost. Not like dangerously lost, just like whoops, turned around, we're going the wrong way. This is shrimp pot drop number 2 coming up here. We drop pots again. Let's see how we do. Fingers crossed. And there's the float line coming up now.
Different spot that I was going to.
There's shrimp. There's not many, but there's some. We got some shrimp. There's not many, but there's a few, which is great.
Let's hope there's more rest. There is more in Oh yeah! Shrimp!
Yeah, that's cute.
Not the most we've ever seen. We've got like 4. We've got a lot more.
Let's see what's in the next one.
Is the next one gonna come soon?
Yeah, pretty soon. And there's a few more.
Better than nothing.
It's better than nothing. We're thankful for what we get.
Look at that.
You can use one of my berry buckets if you want.
Oh yeah. We have a good shrimp bucket, do we?
Can we throw the tiny one back in?
No. What, the tiny one?
It's so tiny.
May not survive, I guess.
It's alright. I'm gonna throw it back in.
Because I want to eat every dang shrimp I catch. Even the shrimpy shrimp.
How is that guy eating peanut butter? How is
We caught some shrimp. How many shrimp did we get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You almost poked me in the face with the horn on that one. Look, they have this great big harpoon right on the front of them. That's their secret weapon. Oh, they're so delicious.
It's eating peanut butter. How is that possible?
It might be vomiting something too. We're eating shrimp for dinner. Happy day! All right, time to get out of here. Go to a better spot to hang out for the night. Rounded the point here. Do you guys see how big of a wall of ice that is?
Look at that glacier.
I don't see anything falling.
Well, you have to keep looking.
You gotta be patient. It's kind of happening constantly. Sometimes on a small scale, little pieces. Sometimes on a massive scale. It just takes time. You just kind of got to be here for a while.
What is like a
We'll get closer to it.
massive chunk fell off the end of the tidal wave? You tried to drive away?
Yeah. How is it out there?
So cold!
Not very far away, it was warm. Here, it is really cold. All of a sudden, it feels like it's winter. But the wind is just blowing down off of the glacier right now, straight this direction. So we've got just ice cold air just blowing down right now that makes it feel extremely cold out here. Doesn't make you want to spend very much time outside the boat, because our boat has the heater going in there, so it's definitely warmer out here, in there. Cold out here. We've been seeing some stuff fall, but mostly it's pretty small. We're just gonna keep looking. Just keep checking it out, seeing if something falls. Stay here for a little while yet longer. But it sure is beautiful. I can hear it cracking. Do you hear those booms? You can hear stuff moving around inside of the glacier. Because up on top of it, it's basically just canyons and caverns and canyons and canyons and crevasses. And just all these just deep gorges and deep cuts inside of the ice up there. And every one of them has stuff tumbling down inside of it kind of constantly. And even though a glacier looks like it's frozen, they actually call it a river of ice, and it's constantly moving, constantly flowing. Just like a river, a real river is flowing, a glacier is constantly flowing as well. And it's pretty cool. All right, I'm going back inside. Brr, it's cold out here. It's about 9:42 at night right now. Eve's asleep. Kids are asleep down in the hole. I'm just listening to some Van Morrison. Motoring the boat real slow. Getting 3 miles per gallon if I go slow. You're doing about 7 miles per hour and getting 3 miles per gallon, which is really good. That's kind of the sweet spot for this boat for fuel efficiency wise. I can also go 40 miles an hour, but then I'm getting 1 mile per gallon. So if we're really trying to stretch this trip out and make it last, then going slow is the way to go. But really that gives the opportunity to look at the beauty, look at all the islands and wildlife we're passing by. It's pretty sweet living. I got about another hour and 20 probably before we're to where we're gonna be. It's gonna put it just about 11 o'clock. So got a ways to go, but I'm having time of my life. It's perfect out here. We'll see you guys tomorrow.